Washington, D.C. Congress has grudgingly intervened in a labor dispute to halt what would undoubtedly be a terrible blow to the country's economy if the shipment of gasoline, food, and other essential supplies were delayed. Congress is acting quickly to prevent a potential U.S. rail workers' strike. On Wednesday, the House was anticipated to take the lead after President Joe Biden requested congressional intervention. The legislation that senators are debating would enforce a compromise labor agreement that his administration mediated, but that was ultimately rejected by 4 of the 12 unions that collectively represent more than 100,000 workers at significant freight rail carriers. If a deal cannot be struck by a deadline of December 9, the unions have vowed to go on strike. Senator Bernie Sanders, a Democrat-aligned independent from Vermont, stated that he will oppose the president's proposal from moving forward until he can obtain a roll call vote on an amendment that would guarantee rail workers 7 paid sick days. Representatives Jamaal Bowman of New York and Cori of Missouri, 2 of the more liberal members of the House, tweeted that they couldn't support the proposal. Still, a sizable bipartisan majority was anticipated for the bill. Beginning with their meeting with Biden on Tuesday at the White House, the Republican and Democratic leaders of the House and Senate demonstrated their support. In response to the outrage she was hearing from the members, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi offered 2 votes in a letter to her Democratic counterparts. The adoption of the Provisional Labor Agreement will be up for vote first. The second vote will be on a proposal to extend the agreement's existing 7 days of paid sick leave to railroad workers. With great hesitation, Pelosi wrote, "We must now move to obviate the usual ratification process for the tentative agreement. However, we must take action to avoid a catastrophic strike that would affect the lives of almost every family. It would eliminate hundreds of thousands of jobs, including union jobs, prevent the sale of food and medicine, and prevent small businesses from bringing their products to market." Although lawmakers from both parties complained about becoming involved in the argument, they also claimed they had no other option. Representative Jim McGovern, a Democrat from Massachusetts, said, "The simple line is we are now forced with this kind of dreadful circumstance where we have to choose between an imperfect deal that has already been reached or an economic catastrophe." The second-ranking Democrat in the House, Representative Steny Hoyer of Maryland, stated, "This is about whether we shut down the railroads of America, which will have extreme negative effects on our economy. We should vote with both parties present." Republicans poked fun at the Democrats and the Biden administration for asking Congress to act right away to prevent an economic crisis. However, a lot of people said they were prepared to. Representative Tom Cole, Republican Oklahoma, stated, "At this late hour, it's evident that there is little we can do other than to support the proposal." Business organizations, including the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the American Farm Bureau Federation, warned congressional leaders earlier this week in a letter that they must be ready to step in and that the economy would suffer a $2 billion per day hit if rail service were to be suspended for any length of time. Congress has previously taken action in labor conflicts by passing legislation to postpone or forbid railway and airline strikes. On Tuesday, the railroad unions criticized Biden's request that Congress step in to resolve their contract dispute, claiming that it undermines their efforts to address workers' quality of life issues. The Democratic Party and the most labor-friendly president in history have demonstrated that they are not the allies of labor that they have claimed to be, according to Christensen.